Cow Powwow. K-Pro Cow Powwow wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Powwow wow. They wanna find the treasure, they wanna find it now. They are K-Pro and they are cow. They're going over it and over it and over it again. This treasure hunt created by Forrest Fenn. Sing it! K-Pro Cow Powwow. K-Pro Cow Powwow wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Powwow. Marion and Indy are what they're like, although their real names are Christy and Mike. Can they pin down the treasure? They just might. Tune in to find out Monday nights. K-Pro Cow Powwow. K-Pro Cow Powwow wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Powwow.
All right, enough of that. Because tonight we have breaking news. We had planned on doing a show on that auction, that pesky auction website, everybody. That pesky auction website that we all keep talking about. We were going to do a show on that. And then some new information popped up today. So we're going to do the breaking news, and we're not going to do the auction website. We're going to talk about the breaking news. So there's a reason that I have this shirt on, everybody, because today is Christmas for all the searchers. Today there was a gift that was given for all the searchers. That's right. I received in the mail the new treasure hunt book, The Treasure by that pastor guy, Perry Stone. And check it out, guys. The Inspiration of Forrest Fenn. That's not the breaking news, though. But this is the new treasure hunt book that's out, and it's cool that he does have a chapter. And this just came in the mail today, actually, The Inspiration of Forrest Fenn. So I got to read it. We'll do a show on that later, blah, blah, blah. All right, that's not the breaking news, though. But there was a gift that was given today to all the searchers. Isn't that right, K-Pro?
Uh-huh.
We all get emerald rings, yay.
Hold on one second. You got it? Okay, sorry. We had stuff going on here.
People are interrupting the breaking news. Okay. So I know everybody's going to be like, it's not really breaking news. It's not this, it's not that. But we did put 7 exclamation points on it, right? So it's got to be something. So
there needed to be more exclamation. This is probably the biggest day post-fight.
Uli says, did you get the CD, K-Pro? I don't know. Copper Dan? I don't know what that means. All right. I'm killing time because we did go live a little bit early. So I'm just giving people time to get in here. That's all we're doing. So give us a second, and we will tell everybody what the breaking news is. So how's everybody doing on April 3rd? It's not April Fool's Day, so it's not an April Fool's joke, everybody.
Okay, so I can tell you about my day. I got to meet up with Cynthia, and we had a margarita, and we got a chit-chat all about the chase, and we were laughing and having a good time. And then I get home, and... Okay. And then I get home, and... okay, so Cynthia's here. Okay, guys, I want you to know that there are some sensitivities to this. I think it's exciting, but there's some sensitivities. So we are only going to go as far as we're willing to go because there has been some sensitivities to this. So we are going to be reading a statement and then providing the search community some information. That's as far as we're going to be willing to go at this time. And so
I gotta get the soundboard ready for tonight.
Okay. Oh, there she is. She's
on. What happened?
So Cynthia and I process things differently. So I get very frustrated and I'm a lot of bark. And then when it comes to bite, there's no bite. Cynthia's the Thelma and Louise that goes over the cliff. So she is ready to go. She's in chat. I'd kind of keep an eye on her maybe in chat because she might have some good additional information. But Mike, I think we just get to it. We read the statement, we provide the link, and then...
So when we all know that when Cynthia and K-Pro get together...
You, that's all you care about.
But this isn't about K-Pro or Cynthia, actually. This is about some breaking news. Here we go. K-Pro and Cynthia both got this today at the same time?
I don't know. That's the part that, no, I don't know what you're talking about, Mike.
Oh, all right. Well, obviously somebody got it. So here it is, everybody. There was an email that was sent out. I'll just say to me, I got it. I don't care. Today at 4:13 p.m., Mr. Dale Neitzel wrote, attached is a screen capture of my download page with the links to the new material pointed out. 9 links. Each link will open a PDF document that contains about 10 pages of Forrest's bio. Please share this note and the link to the download page with all other searchers. I'll repeat that. Please share this note and the link to the download page with all other searchers. About the biography. The biography was in a loose leaf binder. I presume it was in a binder so that he could add and subtract documents handily.
Hold on one second. If you guys have been following along in the Chase community in the last month or so, we know this is the brown binder or Rumblings and Ramblings 2.0. You might have heard them one way or another, but this is the loose leaf binder, the brown binder that Shiloh took a picture of and taunted us with.
Okay. The binder was kept in a bookcase in Forrest's office at home. So this is the brown, bookshelf binder that everybody talks about. In September of 2019, while visiting Forrest, he handed me the binder to look through. After I looked at a few pages, it occurred to me that this was something that the entire search community would likely be interested in seeing. I asked Forrest if I could copy the pages and share them with the searcher community. Forrest said, "You can do anything you want with it, Dale." So I asked him if I could take it back to my room and photograph the pages and bring it back the next day. He said, "Sure, you can." So I took the binder back to my room and photographed the pages that evening. I took the binder back to Forrest the next day. I don't remember having any additional conversations with Forrest about it. While photographing it, I noticed that many items in the book had become the basis for some of Forrest's scrapbooks that he posted on my blog. I did not have time to go through it carefully. I had to get it copied before darkness. It was my original intention to post the material on my Thrill of the Chase blog. However, distractions and then the finding of the chest and Forrest's death put a halt to my progress and my enthusiasm for the blog and the chase. I eventually forgot that I had those photographs. I never looked through them carefully. I was never aware of what exactly was in the binder. A few documentary producers have asked me for media that I might have, including interviews with Forrest, emails, photos, audio recordings, and other material I've recorded over the 9 years of the chase. When digging out those materials, I sometimes, but not always, included the photos of Forrest's bio from that binder. A couple of weeks ago, it occurred to me that I still had not read the bio thoroughly, and I never posted it for everyone to read. So I have added Forrest's biography to the download pages. I divided the pages up into about 10 pages each in a single PDF document. There are 9 PDF documents that include all of the pages in the binder. I eliminated only addresses of Forrest friends that were part of some of the documents. Everything else is exactly as it was photographed that day in September 2019. Interesting. September 2019. Included in this email is a screen capture of my download page with an arrow pointing to the added columns of links to the 9 PDF documents that make up the entire contents of the binder. I am not requiring any fee to download the documents. I realize that some searchers cannot afford anything that requires a fee. I did put a donate button on the page, and if someone has the ability to toss a few bucks into the kitty to help me pay for the leased server space, thanks. The link to the download page is the same as it has been for the last 2 years, lumafilm.com/DL. And this is what it looks like when you go to it. And right here, this is the big 2.0 that everybody talks about, that certain people have and certain people don't. Dale has posted it in full, according to him, on his page for everybody to download and everybody to read. And that is breaking news, everybody. Take it
So
away.
I'm going to take just a couple of notes. We are not going to open it here and go through each page. It is available on the internet. But I will point you, if you would like to see the 5 paragraphs, that is on page 17. If you would like to hear about, is Forrest in the CIA and those pesky Russians, you may want to go to page 36. Other than that, again, we just got this about an hour ago. I need to wrap my head around all of this. So we have decided not to click in and go into all of this live. So this is going to be a relatively short show, but it is available. We were asked, we were one of several people on an email that went and now available to the search community. So we're more communicating the information than digging into it. Someone did ask, is there a copyright on it? We don't know what we don't know here. We believe that Dale believes he was given this, like many other things in the chase, by Forrest to publish for searchers. So I want to go out of my way and say thank you to Dale, who has always kind of come through and been very, very generous. How many pages are there? I believe there are 94 pages. Yeah, so you're going to go to part 3 of the PDF, and that's where in the upper right hand corner you'll see penciled in page numbers, and 17 is where the 5 paragraphs that you've heard a little bit about, you will see them word for word.
Can I post the link in the chat, K-Pro?
Yes, you can, because that's available to everybody on the internet. This isn't our page. This is Dale's page. I will say I will be making a donation tonight to say thank you for that server space and archiving things and always being available to us. I'm gonna, just because Alan's here, Alan, there's no DV Cooper in this. You guys are going to have your own thoughts and responses and thoughts when you read through this.
Question.
Yes.
Chris Hurst says, is this the last project that Forrest was working on, the one where he said he would announce it in the not too distant future? Do you know? If you know.
I don't know. He does talk about another video that's going to be coming out related to the CIA. So I don't know is the answer to that.
Okay.
Other minds will know. Thank you so much, Cowlazars, Cape Bro, Dale. How long will this be posted? I suggest downloading now.
You can download it for free, everybody, and then read it at your leisure. I would just
probably as long as
after certain statements by Shiloh, I would not post it anywhere. Just my opinion. I wouldn't post it anywhere. I wouldn't read it verbatim, but I don't think anybody can stop anybody from reading something and then talking about it. You know what I mean? Giving a review of it and have a discussion. That's just my opinion. So I think this deserves 7 exclamation points. I mean, everybody was talking about 2.0 that only certain people had. Well, now Dale has made it publicly available for free for everyone. So we just wanted to get the word out, as Dale asked, and he's asking all of you to do the same thing. Get the word out to anybody who's interested that it's on his website and that people can look at it for free. I have a couple thoughts on it. Can I talk about it, K-Pro?
Okay. Generally, do not bring it up.
Well, no, I'm not going to bring it up. We're not going to show any of it. There's some cool pictures in there and stuff. There is the paragraphs about 9 Mile Hole that that has already been alluded to. That's there. It really does seem to be his special spot, when you read this. But I will say this, and what I didn't realize is that this is really the thrill of the chase. The text is in there word from word. There's just other things added. So it seems to be like this is his autobiography, but then he took some of it out to create the thrill of the chase. But USA China say, what do you say now, Jeremy, the doubting Thomas? All right.
And to be fair to Jeremy, I actually appreciated what Jeremy was saying is no one say anything until it's all out publicly. We didn't know this was going to happen. This has been with some documentarians for years. I think it's good to talk about things until they come out. But yes, a few of us got completely shut down with some of the information we just wanted to talk to. And that might have been a catalyst. We don't know what the catalyst is of this happening at this point. We know some documentarians have had it forever when they, they take a long time. And so Dale just did it. So I do personally think we should be discussing more. And it is exciting, but it's really hard when you have, the threat of lawsuits and things. So this is a little bit easier because Dale believes he has the rights to share this, and he shared it, and it goes out to everyone. Now, where and what is allowed to be discussed where, like Ben has been public about, you cannot discuss it on Discord unless Shiloh says okay. The same thing here tonight. We're going to be a little more conservative and not show things, and then I will try to do a check-in with Shiloh. I don't know how, if the whole community has it in their hands, how we don't discuss it, but I want to be thoughtful. So let's recap for the people just entering the room. Candy's here. We did table the auction discussions until another time because Rumblings and Ramblings 2.0, or the Brown Binder, or whatever you want to call it, is up on Dale's site, available. It's 94 pages for everyone to read. Please consider a donation. He has been holding a lot of this in archives. And if you want to look at page 17, that is the 5 paragraphs. CIA, Cynthia noted, is on both page 11 and 36, and Forrest was in the CIA, it seems. And there's some other things. I will say there's some sad points. This is my personal request. If it's related to the family personally, how Skippy died, how they got his body back, some of the other things that happened in his life, I would say I think that's off limits to discuss, or at least I won't be discussing, but because there's some harder, more personal things. But in general, there's a lot of interesting things. What did you notice wasn't in there, Mike?
Yeah, so hang on. And I'm going to read Dale's email again, but one thing that wasn't in there was there's nothing about the poem and there's nothing about the treasure. And if this is it's word for word Thrill the Chase with other things added in, but the whole Golden Moor chapter is not in this. So when everybody made a big deal about how could Forrest give it to Dale because the treasure chest wasn't found then, the only thing it does say is that 9 Mile Hole was his favorite fishing spot. So you could take that logically and say that's probably where the treasure is. If that's, that video where he says my favorite and then he stops and he catches himself, people thought it was fishing hole. It does definitely give a sense of 9 Mile Hole. He talks about going back and there was a tree that had fallen over, and every time he cast his fly would get stuck in this tree. And I think it was in 2000. I'm not going to say, you guys can read it because I don't remember the year. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's really a lot of history of the Fenn family, about his father, a lot of the things in the Thrill of the Chase. There's little tidbits in there, but there's nothing that says this is where the treasure chest was. The poem isn't in there. So for everybody that thought it was horrible that he gave it, I understand why he would have said, here, Dale, yeah, you can copy it, because there isn't anything that says this is where the treasure chest was. So,
but he said it was his most special spot, most favorite spot. I don't know. You guys can actually, you don't have to go with my conjecture and summary anymore. You can actually go and read the words. No second chest, no treasure chest, no DB Cooper, no epicness. So I know there must be something else to this, because I can tell you I read it through and I wouldn't say anything was international news or epic news, but this is something that the family didn't want to share until the epic international news could come out. So something still, I mean, we don't have all the answers. This is like National Treasure. There's a clue after a clue, and then there's another clue, and then wait, there's another clue. At this point, yeah. So is Shiloh okay with this?
I would say that's
check in with him.
Dale and Shiloh.
Right. We don't. He only talks to certain people, so we're going to let them work that out. It is available. Dale believes he has rights to do so. I don't know if they've talked. I know other people talk with Shiloh. Maybe they should check in with him or not. I don't know. That's Shiloh doesn't have to. This is so. If Forrest, who owned this is just a little bit of my thought on that. If Forrest that owned this gave it to Dale and said publish it, that seems pretty clear to me. But I don't know. That's a good question. Not one in my scope.
Forrest obviously wanted the searchers to read it. That's why he gave it to Dale. And I'm going to read the email one more time, but I will give this little tidbit that's in there. Forrest talks about how him and Skippy cut the head off of a bear and put it in somebody's bed as a joke. Talk about the Godfather. So that's in there. Yeah, that was interesting. So here, let me read this again. It's now past 6 o'clock when most people tune in. So let me read the email from Dale.
Yeah. So let's just recap. At little after 4, I got this email. More than one searcher got this email, and it came from Dale. And Mike has put it so it's big and we can actually read it. So go ahead, Mike.
All right. Dale sent this today, 4:13 p.m. Attaches a screen capture of my download page with links to the new material pointed out. 9 links. Each link will open a PDF document that contains about 10 pages of Forrest bio. Please share this note and the link to the download page with all other searchers. So that's what we're doing. About the biography. The biography was in a loose leaf binder. I presume it was in a binder so that he could add and subtract documents handily. It actually says that in the doc where Forrest is like, I've added something. The binder was kept in a bookcase in Forrest's office at home. In September of 2019, while visiting Forrest, he handed me the binder to look through. After I looked at a few pages, it occurred to me that this was something that the entire search community would likely be interested in seeing. I asked Forrest if I could copy the pages and share them with the searcher community. Forrest said, you can do anything you want with it, Dale. So I asked him if I could take it back to my room and photograph the pages and bring it back the next day. And he said, sure, you can. So I took the binder back to my room and photographed the pages that evening. I took the binder back to Forrest the next day. I don't remember having any additional conversation with Forrest about it. While photographing it, I noticed that many items in the book had become the basis for some of Forrest's scrapbooks that he posted on my blog. I did not have time to go through it carefully. I had to get it copied before darkness. It was my original intention to post the material on my Thrill the Chase blog. However, distractions and then the finding of the chest and Forrest's death put a halt to my progress and my enthusiasm for the blog and the chase. I eventually forgot I had those photographs. I never looked through them carefully. I was never aware of what was exactly in the binder. A few documentary producers have asked me for the media that I might have, including interviews with Forrest, emails, photos, audio recordings, and other material I've recorded over the 9 years of the chase. While digging out those materials, I sometimes, but not always, included the photos of Forrest's bio from that binder. A couple of weeks ago, it occurred to me that I still had not read the bio thoroughly, and I never posted it for everyone to read. So I've added Forrest's biography to the download pages. I divided the pages up into about 10 pages each in a single PDF document. There are 9 PDF documents that include all of the pages in the binder. I eliminated only addresses of Forrest's friends that were part of some of the documents. Everything else is exactly as it was photographed that day in September 2019. Included in this email is a screen capture of my download page with an arrow pointing to the added column of links to the 9 PDF documents that make up the entire contents of the binder. I am not requiring any fee to download the documents. I realize that some searchers cannot afford anything that requires a fee. I did put I did put a donate button on the page. And if someone has the ability to toss a few bucks into the kitty to help me pay for the leased server space, thanks. The link to the download page is the same as it has been for the last 2 years. And this is where all the scrapbooks are. Everything's there that Dale has put up for free. I'm putting the link in the chat. This is what it'll look like. And right there, this is what he added. Forrest bio 1 through 9. You guys can donate to help the cause with him running this server. And there it is. That's it in a nutshell, everybody.
Okay, I have a couple comments. Packer Jack says, friends with Conley that sold Elmer's forgeries. You will love this 94 pages if you like that. He talks about visiting him on the island and all that good stuff. Maybe epicness is in the olive jar, Sam says. Nothing shows yet that says Skippy Donna Creighton. You are correct. You will not find that. So it does look like the olive jar is different than the brown binder. So that is noteworthy. And Skippy was the first to go. Hold the epicness. Who knows? I saw some really interesting things, but international news epic story, I don't think that's there that I can see. So anyway, go ahead, Mike. That was my couple of comments.
Well, I was just going to say that if you can believe Dale, and what Dale has communicated to us all, is that in September of 2019, Forrest gave it to him and said, share it with him. He didn't say, wait till after the chest is found. He didn't say, wait till I die. He said, here, share it with everybody. So there's nothing in there that would, a lot of people think Jack was nudged, or that, the rumor mill that we all talked about was that Forrest gave this to Dale because he knew Jack found it but wouldn't retrieve it. And it seems like none of that is the case with these documents that we're seeing anyway. Forrest was like, here, share it with everybody. And now there's nothing there that says this is where the treasure chest is, but it does say 9 Mile Hole is my favorite fishing spot. You guys can read it yourselves. And if you put 2 and 2 together, that is a likely case that that's where the treasure chest was, as we believe it was there now. Now, Willy Nilly says this only confirms to me that 9 Mile Hole is wrong. I don't understand that, but okay.
And you know what? There was another tuber on that said, even if I saw Forrest going over the 9 clues that Mark puts it at 9 Mile Hole, I'll still never believe it because of how this went down. We're not trying. And a lot of people try to tell us that we're shoving this down your throat. We're just providing information. To me, it shows a little bit more. And here's the thing. I don't know who officially owns what, but since Shiloh had communicated that he had some concerns, that's the reason that we're not going to be showing it all here. We are just right now looking at, I'm going to check in with Shiloh of, are you okay now that it is public information that we do discuss it? And there will be certain pages. I'm sure Ben's going to do the same thing on Discord, and we'll do the same thing on Thor. I don't want to violate any copyrights, etc. We're truly communicating from Dale, the person that was the communicator of the chase, who got something directly from Forrest. He updated his page. That's all we're doing. Just like when he did the fishing logs, he said, Forrest gave me his fishing logs and I'm providing them here. Sam, thank you for asking me on that one. And now he is providing this. So that's as far as we're willing to go right now until we know. Maybe Shiloh come back and say no tubers allowed to respond or like show it. And if they do, I will sue. Maybe he's going to say, oh, well, it's already out for everybody. Sure. Everyone discuss it. I want to be fair to him and have him provide his thoughts about, and then we can proceed the way that we want. But we wanted to, it's public information on a website. So we wanted to get that to you, but we need to do a little bit of work before we're willing to pull up the pages. There are a few excerpts that I really want to discuss, and we can actually look at the paragraphs and the pages and the photos. Any question that Forrest was in the CIA is gone now, in my opinion. But there you go. There you have it.
All right, so hang on. Jerry Stone says if this was forgiven in 2017, no, 2019, September of 2019, Jerry. But willy-nilly has a good point. He said, if Dale could have released it at any time, then 9 Mile Hole isn't right. In other words, why would Forrest say, here's my favorite fishing hole if that's where the treasure was before the treasure was found? I kind of see the logic.
Wait, because Jack found it September 3rd and was refusing to pick it up, in my opinion.
So you think Forrest was subtly saying, somebody go get it. This is where it is. I can see that.
Yes, and give it to everybody to get it out because I don't want another search or death. Oh, while Jack was in Puerto Rico, we had another search or death. Okay, Jack told Forrest he found the chest September 3rd, 2019. Forrest gave this to Dale on September 11th, 2019. Chest had already been found but not retrieved. Right, she said it much more eloquently than I did.
Yeah, Stuck in Chaselandia's got a good one. In this bio, every time Forrest mentions brown trout, the brown is capitalized. He talks about catching a big brown trout right there at 9 Mile Hole. So check that out. I caught that too, is Stuck in Chaselandia. But first, before we go any further, we've got some more breaking news. A searcher that we all know and love, Mr. Billy Shaw Jr., he's got a new album out, you guys. We met him at the World Series of Fenn. Go check it out, guys. Billy Shaw Jr., debut album release party, Tuesday, March 14th. Go check it out. Billy Shaw Jr., look him up. Some of you guys know him. Hey, where'd that come from? Some of you guys know him from The Chase. Some of you guys met him at World Series of Fenn. He's got a new album out. Just look Billy Shaw Jr. Go buy it. It's a new CD. New album. Do they do albums anymore? It's a CD, right? Yeah, it's a CD.
I don't even know if it's a CD. I rented a car the other day and it didn't even have a radio in it. Anyway, CIA, I saw it on page 36, but Cynthia chimed in and said she also saw it on 11. It's definitely on 36. And remember, first 10 pages, they're broken up in 10-page increments. So there's 9 downloads. It takes a little bit. So there's a lot to. Mike actually wanted to do the show on the auction site now, and I'm like,
let's still do it. What?
No, everybody needs to go through their pages, look at it. If you're in this hunt at this point, you probably want to go see those 94 pages. You've waited long enough. You've heard long enough. We've heard documentarians brag about how they have it for a long time, and you're not going to get it. Well, this is why timing counts to some of you people. Let's do it. CIA knew it. I know that was, and it also says there's a video that's going to be dropped about his participation in the CIA. Ooh, maybe that's the epicness to come. I don't know. It's not all over from this point on, but yeah. So there we go. There we have it. You guys decide what to do. We need to do a little groundwork before, again, maybe not even legally, but just what is appropriate at this point. So we'll do a little working with them. Okay, not in the CIA. Working.
Well, yeah, you could read. You have to read the actual text and see. You could take it that way, but yeah, either way, it's interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody can digest that. We will figure out kind of next steps But this is the coolest part. It's not someone else saying that it's going to be out or one little excerpt of it. Thank you, Dale, for coming through. There is a donate button. You know what, guys? Even if it's $5, have one less coffee tomorrow. We need to go in. We're going to donate. You know, he has been really doing the heavy lifting of keeping, God, look at all those documents he just keeps up there for us. So anyway, there you have it.
And I'll just remind everybody to give our channel a thumbs up, to subscribe, because whenever there is breaking news, and there will be, whether it's just when the date of the Netflix documentary comes out, or if there's something else that comes out, whenever there's breaking news, we will go live, just as we always have. Forrest, Fenn, Treasure Found. Do you think the handling of this information will change the epicness now? Well, I don't really see anything epic in it, but you know, maybe that's just me.
Right. Yeah. What I was told is international news, epic, fun. There's some fun stories, but I wouldn't put it at the level. And that's why it's hard, because the word epic and international news, though, is what I had heard. But again, all third-hand information, third-hand information. So it's hard because we don't have that at this point. So I just don't know why Dale... Right, hold on. I just don't know why Dale didn't do what Shiloh asked. He said he could share it on his YouTube channel if he asked him. I think Shiloh said that through the grapevine to someone that said it to someone. Only if Shiloh knew how to figure out how to make his own Twitter or his own YouTube. I don't know if any of the messages, because I guarantee Dale doesn't sit on Discord looking for random screenshots that Shiloh sent to a searcher that then gets posted. So my assumption is, I don't know why anyone would think that unless Shiloh contacted Dale directly, Dale's kind of out of the chase. So I would think he needs to clean up his communication channels. I wouldn't fault Dale on this one.
Yeah, I would just say this. If for somehow this information being released publicly was an issue with the family, they should have called Dale personally. Call him. If that was the case, and I don't know that's the case, but if that was the case and they knew that Dale had this, that Forrest gave it to him, you got to call the man and try and explain it to him and say, hey, we want you to do this, that, and maybe this is the reason and that's the reason. But whether that happened or not, I have no idea. But yeah. Now here's one. Is the assumption that this bio is the same as what's in the olive jar? What's the assumption, Gabriel?
So I think, and I'm going to take it a little more than assumption. I'm going to say no, stuck, and here's why. I believe that we have some words that we found when we were influencers and went to that heritage event. We took about 100 different pictures, and Bavetta and a few others Scooby-Dooed it, and we know that there are some words that Jax, when he notified Dale, Creighton was the first, or Skippy was the first to go, then June, etc. Those words in that order do not show up in this 94 pages. So that leads me to believe that they are different. That doesn't mean it's a fact. That just, there's a little bit of logic there, but I don't think there's any conjecture. Oh, yeah. Fenn knew documentarians had this info. Yeah. So there's that. So it was already out. Yeah.
But Candy, what does YouTube got to do with anything? I don't understand.
So Shiloh told you via a text that went to, never made it to Dale, that Dale should have put stuff on YouTube, and Dale should have known through not getting communication directly. It makes no sense.
But what I'm saying is, let's say that was communicated. What is why YouTube, Dale's website? What's the difference? I don't understand. If Shiloh said it's okay if Dale shares it, well, then what's the problem? I don't understand the YouTube.
Yeah, now it's shared.
Anyway,
perfect.
That's between Dale and Shiloh, isn't it? Why share when it's over and the site went down? Well, that was Dale's site and he took it down, but he still has the information up there for searchers. So I think because he realizes certain people have it, he thinks everybody should have it.
And I appreciate that a lot, because we have Netflix that has it, that has, they could be red lit, green lit all the time and actually making it through. That's its own rough terrain. And then we have an independent, Jens, that has it. And is that going to get completed? Now there's litigation and stuff happening. Is that actually going to complete? We don't know. This makes sure that the community has it. So I'm only appreciative of him. Yes, I wish it was years ago that it happened, but you remember September, and by the time by the time he gets back from the trip, it's only a month or two later that Forrest is talking about calling off the hunt. Then someone passes away. Then Jack finds it. I mean, there was a lot happening. So I'm not going to fault him. I'm going to say thank you, Sir Dale, for this. But again, I'm glad that Candy did mention, Shiloh already said he can put everything up and out there. Cool. I want to make double sure that it's okay with Shiloh, because I do, before we bring up pages and talk about it at a whole different level, we'll be analyzing the heck out of this.
I'm not sure what Cynthia's referencing there. Wrong. These words are there. I'm not sure what that was about. Do you?
Oh, they are. Okay. I just said to Stuck in Chaselandia, I think the olive jar is different than 2.0. Cynthia, let me ask you, because she may have seen some of this earlier than me, so I only could skim for the last hour. Cynthia, do you think the olive jar and what Dale just gave to all of us are the same document? And I'm okay if I'm wrong, because I didn't even know how to process all this in the last hour, so I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's interesting, but that the poem, I mean, if this was in the very beginning, he says, I wrote this for my kids, so they knew a little bit about the Fenn family. Why would he not put anything about the treasure hunt in it? Maybe he just figured that was separate. I don't know, but if I hide $1 million treasure, I'm going to write something in there for my grandkids, maybe say why I did it. There's also nothing in there about him getting cancer, I don't think. Now, I haven't read the whole thing, so that's just, I skimmed through it. I didn't see anything about him getting cancer, and I decided to write a poem, and he can't take. Yeah, but
right.
Maybe it's
okay. So here's what Candy said. No, he said he'd be okay if Dale asked him first, and Shiloh didn't say this to me. I was told this and then told you, K-Pro. Okay, so it came third hand that after Dale got permission from Forrest, he needed to ask permission from Shiloh. I can see, and he didn't know he was supposed to ask Shiloh because he already got permission from the man that actually wrote it. My guess would be, I don't know if they've connected. That's the thing. I don't know. Yeah. They're two grown men. They can work that out. All I know is that that website is updated, and now you guys, and people check it all the time. They were going to find this.
And it's between Dale and Shiloh. I'm sure they'll do whatever they need to do. But yeah, that's Dale decided to do what he did. And if there's an issue, that's between Dale and Shiloh.
Okay, so that's one of the things that the search community can do and do really well. Cynthia said it's just her opinion, but she thinks it's the same as the olive jar. We have about 20 different sentences or lines from all the pictures that we took at the influencer event, and what Jack had said. Do all of those exist in the 94-page document Dale downloaded or uploaded? That would be interesting, because if all of them match, that does lend to the, I mean, maybe there's an extra page or not. I'm not seeing epicness, so there's probably more to it. I don't know. Good for Dale. I agree. Stuck. That's all conjecture, though. The only thing that I know is he uploaded it. But when someone asks, why didn't he see Shiloh's Discord screen capture from a month ago that was posted at 2 a.m.? Probably not. I mean, that's going to be my guess. Dale has been out of the community. The man got sued in one of the court hearings. He's had his emails subpoenaed. He's been over this chase for a while and working on and moving on and all of that. That's my guess. Everything I just said was all conjecture. It was just, all I know is I got this email. I was asked to share this. That's what we do in the community. We shared it. We are not going further to show the documents until we know Shiloh's thoughts, because we have on occasion had communication with Shiloh. So, and we're a little bit more into this than Dale. I think the last time Dale spoke out was the fishing logs that I asked him. Sam actually had interest. I asked him if he'd post it. That was maybe a year ago. He did. I was very thankful and thoughtful of him. I know he's working with documentarians, so that's good that just he has information. So I'm appreciative of his boundary, but I'm appreciative that he shared, especially this, with everyone. So that's awesome that it won't be a carrot for, years to come. What day are we on? 1031. We've waited long enough for it. Thank you, Dale.
If it's the same as what's in the olive jar, then we just got for free what someone paid $50K for. Yeah, but they have the actual olive jar, and I mean, it would be cool to see the actual, and it Forrest Fenn's hairs. I think there's more to it, but maybe we have the information, maybe we don't. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, and that's like fun money. Like 50 grand to him, I think, is like a dinner. $50 to us, a dinner out for us. I don't know, just could be.
I did not bet it.
Okay, so we have been talking for a half an hour, 40 minutes about a document that we all need to go and look at now.
Talk about this now, huh? Let's go over this book. Oh, wait, I can't. Copyright. I can't read this book. Oh, that's right. But there is a chapter called, what was it called, K-Pro? And isn't it
My appreciation of Forrest, or my inspiration by Forrest Fenn?
Isn't it a coincidence that this came in today, the same day that that Dale releases 2.0? The inspiration of Forrest Fenn, and again, this is a new treasure hunt for 500K that came out by Perry Stone. I haven't read it. I don't know anything about it. But anyway, yeah, there you go, Mike. I just got it too in the mail. So let's check it out. Maybe we'll do a Zoom.
Well, I think there was a question. I'm sure it's not sarcastic. Can Cynthia prove anything? Well, she came out with the 5 paragraphs and said some of the content, and I read those 5 paragraphs. Damn, vacation girl. So yes, she sure can. Boom. And she said 94% document. Boom. So
you're breaking up for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Your side.
Are we still here? Are we still there, everybody? All right, I think we are. They're trying to shut us down. No, just kidding. Yeah, so there it is. There's the breaking news. And, go read it for yourselves, guys. Make your own determination. Was Forrest trying to say, share it so that somebody could go get that treasure chest? Did Forrest think there was nothing in it that would point anybody to the treasure chest? I mean, I'm sorry. If I would have seen that before Jack found the treasure and everything, if I would have read that, I would have been like, 9 Mile Hole. We should check that out. I mean, I would have at least said, do the clues fit 9 Mile Hole? And then you're like, well, Madison Junction, and there's a canyon, home of Brown. He capitalized Brown. It kind of makes sense, everybody, in my opinion. All right. The CIA got K-Pro. You're still froze up, K-Pro. Oh, you're back now. You're back. That was weird. That was
damn Russians. Damn Russians. I need Forrest and working with the CIA to come and get them. So free K-Pro. Yes, exactly. Am I still there or no?
Yeah, you're there. I want to know what Jack thinks about this. So maybe Jack will do a Medium article on it.
I was thinking this, and this is total conjecture, a question that popped in my head, but I asked another treasure hunter and they thought maybe there's something to this. If the search community was threatened with potential legal defense, if they even put out the 5 paragraphs, let alone anything else, do you think, outside of Yellowstone, do you think that's part of the reason that Jack didn't open it and Jack wanted kind of nothing to do with all of this at the end? Do you think he was given that same, don't think you're even going to be able to put out what the words are or the concept is that's in the olive jar? Because if you do, the family will sue. Do you think he may have gotten that same thing that all the rest of us did? And that's why he's like, peace out. I'll sell it. Somebody will put it out when they want to.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know.
Was it sent to the Library of Congress yet? That would probably be something the family would do if they wanted to do that, I would think.
They checked for copyrights. There was nothing, or they, meaning some searchers, have searched the Library of Congress. TTOTC this is not, but that's not the only way to copyright. You can send it.
Can't the family copyright it now if they wanted to?
Yes, they can, but there's other ways to copyright. You can send an envelope with the original manuscript in it, and that dates it in the U.S. Post Office to yourself. And maybe they did that in an olive jar. See? See what it did there?
Here's a question from Jeremy K-Pro. For those that believe 9 Mile Hole, how deep do you figure the snow was when Jack found it? Well, Jack says he found it in June, so there was no snow. And the pictures he showed have no snow. Now, if he was there in September of 2019, as some people think, was there snow in Yellowstone in September?
There was not. The one picture that we have where it's all dry, that's from September. One of the pictures is from September from some people's analysis, in my opinion.
How do you know that?
In my opinion, it'll come out later sometime. Well, and now this is a good point. Let's think about this. Cynthia, about a month ago, put up the 5 paragraphs and put some detail to it and said it was about 9 Mile Hole. It caused a lot of hubbub. And about a month later, because of the hubbub, it has made it come out. do we not want that anymore? Do we want, because there was a whole discussion about let's just wait for Shiloh. So do we want to no more answers? Let's just wait for Shiloh in 6 months, 9 months from now? Or do we want days like this, that there's 94 pages for the search community to review things? There was a little testing list last night on my behalf because I was a little frustrated of this is so hard when you find answers and you can't put them out because, I mean, they were given to a documentarian that then people were reading them from the documentarians. But if the searchers speak, they could potentially get sued. And that was very frustrating. So I don't have any problem not, okay, Candy, then you are not allowed to download that 94 pages. You're just going to need to wait because Shiloh told you to wait. So I'm hoping you hold to wait for Shiloh. Wait for Shiloh. You should not be looking at this document. Anybody else? Pretty soon, no one will need a documentary. It looks like Forrest wanted all of us to have the info sooner than way, way, way later. Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
but this isn't the full story. Sure, it's Forrest 2.0, but there's still the story of how it was found. And, you know, there's still a story, I think. That even though we have this, I think there's still a story out there to tell. But if we can get the answers, if we can tell it in a way that we can think that it's correct, I guess. Everybody has a theory, but.
Yeah, and I don't think that's necessary. We don't know the context of epicness and international news. Epicness and fun. I would say that it has been said, at least through the grapevine, that 2.0 has that epicness, has whatever it was in it that the family didn't want out until the documentary. I read through it. I just skimmed because I only had a few minutes. I didn't see anything. Do you see anything that's international newsworthy?
No, not in this. No. So then it becomes, was something held back? You know, it was what was in the olive jar different? Does Shiloh have information that wasn't in this? You know, there's all those questions. But no, there's nothing in this that it talks about 9 Mile Hole being his favorite fishing spot, talks about Skippy. And when Skippy died, there's some info there that is not in the Thrill of the Chase, I believe. There's a lot of things in it that are not in the Thrill of the Chase, but it's just Forrest Fenn's life, you know, about his family.
It said his net worth down to the dollar. Woo!
There's one very interesting part because I know a lot of people, I'm looking at you, Ben. I know a lot of people said, how the heck did Forrest have the money to start a gallery when he got out of the military? Well, somewhere in this, I read, Forrest says, I was making $12,000 a year in the military. And at the same time, I was making $80,000 a year casting bronzes in my garage. So before he opened the art gallery, it sounds like he made a lot of money. Remember, $80,000 in the 70s is a lot of money. So it sounds like he made a lot of money on the side while he was in the military. And then he used that, you know, to open the art gallery or whatever. So I thought that was interesting.
Okay. And Galaxy asks, what is 2.0? Okay. We have Rumblings and Ramblings 1.0. There's 3 terms for one document. So we didn't know it was in a brown binder. So it's basically the update to Rumblings and Ramblings, and an update to the olive jar was put in a brown binder. And you can see pictures of it up on Dale's side if you want to see that. That is, if you hear the word brown binder, 2.0, or Forrest updated biography, those are all synonymous terms, in my opinion. So sorry for the different wording, but we didn't know it was in a brown binder first. We knew there was an update, you know, so it's kind of evolved. We should pick one terminology and use that every time.
So Doug mentioned this, that somewhere in this 2.0, it says something about the 200 feet comment. So I'm not sure what he means. Maybe it says that in there, maybe not, but we'll have to see. So you already read it, Doug? Just that quick? Did anybody know that this was on Dale's site earlier today? Did anybody see it? And we thought we were the first ones to break the news, but maybe not.
Cynthia says there's new pictures of 9 Mile Hole in there. See, do you see what we're... So now the cool part, what would be, if Shiloh says he's okay with it, we'll just go page by page and go through, or maybe hit highlights or do something. We just want to make sure it's okay with Shiloh first. Again, not for legalities, just for, you know, respecting.
There you go, from Doug, page 17, 200 miles to 9 Mile Hole or to the spot. I forget how he worded it. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. You know, the soundboard's been off for a while and I can't remember the button. So try the CIA wheel was right. Thanks, Packer Jack. Appreciate it. And again, me and K-Pro are going to respect Shiloh and the family's wishes. So if Shiloh says, I don't want you to read it, we won't. Isn't that right, K-Pro? But if Shiloh says, well, it's out now, Dale put it out, go ahead, then we will do a show where we will read it and we will go over it. Right?
Right. And that's going to be the same question I have for Thor. People are still going to discuss it, etc. So I hope he realizes that. But if he says absolutely do not show even one page of that, I'm thinking most likely we would adhere to that. I just don't know how he's going to feel. I don't know. I'm hoping him and Dale already had a discussion and everything's like they already worked it out.
Right.
I just don't know enough. I don't know. I wouldn't say like if he says you can't even bring up the 94-page document because that's what he said to or what's in it, then that would be a little bit. I don't know what he's going to request. So I won't say we would agree to whatever because like olive jar owner, he's not even supposed to bring up the topics in the olive jar. If we're asked not to even bring up the topics, that'd be a little hokey. So I don't know yet. So we need to connect with Shiloh and find out what his thoughts are. But there's going to be a lot of digging into this. Hopefully Discord is allowed. Hopefully Ben does the same thing and see, or we have some insight on whether we're allowed to discuss this because the 5 paragraphs is one thing. This is 5 paragraphs plus 93 other pages.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say the rights are gone. And somebody says, who cares what Shiloh thinks? I think, in my opinion, it matters what Shiloh and the family thinks of if they want it out or not. All we're doing is saying that, hey, Dale put it out. Somebody else put it out. And that person, Dale, got it from Forrest, and Forrest said, put it out. So that's why we're not doing it ourselves, because I do want to hear from Shiloh. So Shiloh, email me. You tell me what your thoughts are. And
we will email Shiloh but we will put a kind of a
Shiloh. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Since there's some legalities to this, I think it's important that we have things in certain ways, just like Jack. So yeah.
Well,
Mike, I think you're all over it. Mike, you're on the legal side. Sounds good.
If Shiloh doesn't want it out, email me. If I don't hear from Shiloh, obviously he doesn't care if it's out.
Okay, that's as ridiculous as Candy saying Dale should have known from Shiloh through a random message. How is Shiloh supposed to know about your request right now?
Because he watches the show, obviously. Because you don't think anybody hasn't already told him, hey, there's a link out. Hey, K-Pro and Cow just said Dale put this out. Obviously he knows. And if he has an issue with it, he'll let us know, I'm sure. Right? Right. Okay. Forrest said to put it out. Well, that's true. I mean, if you believe Dale, and I do, that is correct.
Right. But it's easy in a chat room to say that. That's different than legalities that can come forward through YouTube. How many searchers do we have in lawsuits right now over ridiculousness like that? I will connect with Shiloh just to ensure if we don't hear back from him, we'll give him a date certain and we will consider it public information then. That's how we will be proceeding.
The Olga story is quite different. Yeah, there are things that are different. It's not word for word.
Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say compare 1.0 to 2.0, guys. So if you have Rumblings and Ramblings 1.0, it is up on Thor. You're going to see a lot of differences. That's, you know how Rudy did comparisons to like Flywater chapter and what was published in the newspaper way back in the day. You should do that. There are some differences inside of the stories.
And there it is, everybody. There's the breaking news. Dale decided to post it. Certain people had it. Certain people read it. Dale decided to post it. He says that's what Forrest wanted back in 2019. You guys read it. You guys make your own decisions. And yeah, there's nothing about DB Cooper, although there is a dollar bill and the serial numbers are gone over, which is interesting. But actually, it was somebody sending something to Forrest. You can read that for yourselves. Nothing about DB Cooper, CIA, which is interesting, although no real details, I don't think, about CIA. And yeah, Forrest family, you know, that's stuff like that, which is fun. It's fun to read.
Nothing about the chase. Nothing
about the treasure chest or the poem or the chase. Yeah, that's interesting to me. That he didn't have any of that in there. And you know what? Maybe that's why he said it was okay to give to Dale, share it with everybody, because it wasn't in there. Maybe. And he says if he said he could put it out, he was making it a chase to 9 Mile Hole, if it was 9 Mile Hole. I kind of see that.
Toe to toe.
Yeah, I kind of see that. So, but Dale just didn't read it and didn't put it out, which is interesting. If he would have, so let me ask you this. We got one from Billy Shaw Jr. Thanks, Billy Shaw. Everybody go get Billy Shaw Jr.'s new CD if you like country music, and even it's country, the little whatever. Go check it out. I hope you do well with that, Billy. What I was going to say is, if this would look at yourself honestly, talk to yourself, ask yourself honestly, if this would have came out by Dale back in 2019. would you have thought 9 Mile Hole could be where the treasure chest is? Jack hasn't come out yet. The treasure chest hasn't been found. We're all still doing videos on what the blaze is. But if you would have read this document, K-Pro, would you have been like, it could be at 9 Mile Hole? What do you think?
I think it could have been at 9 Mile Hole. I would have never thought I needed to cross the river because of the night where an 80-year-old man goes. So I would have never, I know in the location that I believe it was in, I don't like the solve, and I would have never, ever found, I would have never found it. I would not have felt comfortable waiting over. I just would have thought his words said differently. Now think about this, my friends. If this is all, if this is a hypothetical, if Jack found it on September 3rd and then had, then told Forrest in some way, if you don't tell me XYZ, I'm leaving it until next year because I'm moving to Puerto Rico. Then he has Dale come within a week and he hands him that document that pretty much solidifies 9 Mile Hole. Then he does a scrapbook dump in October. We had more scrapbooks than we've ever had in any other time of the chase. Then he's like, Dale, you didn't put it out. Now we're in the dead of winter. And he starts emailing Dale that he wants to call off the chase because he's being blackmailed. And then March again, he says, I'm calling it off, Dale. And Dale convinces him not to, and he goes and picks it up in June. Doesn't this even give a little bit more credence to this crazy hypothetical, oh, wait until you see it in a documentary, crazy theory that Forrest knew? How could Forrest not have known? We have books that say retarded. We have Dale coming within a week, 1 week from when Jack says he found the treasure. Within 1 week, Dale's at his house and he's handing him this document. Tell me Forrest didn't know. That's just conjecture. At this point, at this second.
Kiwi Road, YouTube. Kiwi Road on YouTube. Forrest Fenn coin giveaway. Give them comments rolling for a chance at a Forrest Fenn coin in a comment picker fashion. Thank you, Kiwi. And I will say this. What else happened around that time, K-Pro? A little thing we call the auction website. So could Forrest have been upset that somebody found it, somebody moved it? Well, then, yeah, that doesn't make sense, though. Because if the website says they moved it, well, then how does Forrest know where it is? Why would Forrest say 9 Mile Hole, everybody, unless that's where it was moved to? That doesn't make sense either, though. Yeah, I don't know. One day we'll do a show on the auction website. But, yeah, I don't see how that fits into this, I guess.
Okay, now let's add in, and I don't think that Dale has said he didn't read this, but let's just say, do you guys remember when Dale was on Amy Seek's channel and kind of looked into the camera and said, what if Forrest wanted to end it and needed to nudge somebody? What if he couldn't do it with me or Cynthia? And then you hear Cynthia in the background going, what the heck? He sure could. I was retired. He goes, no, with one of us, it'd become an issue. So what if he just nudged Jack? And he called him Jack the Jerk and all that. Isn't that interesting?
So he nudges the searcher. The searcher says, well, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to go to Puerto Rico and leave it there because I don't want to pay the taxes. And Forrest is like, what the heck? So then he gives us a Dale to hope somebody else would go find it. Well, it's possible. I will say it's possible.
And that's just the conjecture part. Lisa obviously missed the first half of the show because of her ridiculous, stupid comment. Just endless conjecture and misinformation. Again, not sure if you watched the first 30 minutes of this show. There's a 94-page document that is an actual factual document. We are now in the end part that we put a little conjecture because guess what? My channel, if you don't like it, bye-bye.
See ya.
Sorry. Yeah, exactly. If you guys are not impressed with the actual documentation tonight, you need to get out of the chase because you're dumber than a box of rocks. You're dumber than Willie.
That's the point. Dale couldn't grab it because it was moved. So, Candy, with your line of reasoning, the people behind the auction website find it, they move it. Jack gets it and then puts it back at the original spot and says, look, everybody, I found it at 9 Mile Hole. Like, in other words, he doesn't say where he actually found it. I'm just trying to think it through. There might be something there, but we got to do a show.
We need time to process. This is a lot of information. I know you treasure hunters, this community, I think's awesome, not greedy and selfish. I think they're going to dig into this document. It's going to be awesome. We're going to get something out of this that we don't even see at the peripheral, comparing stories. I don't know, something, and it'll be epic in our own little tiny way. We don't know everything. Yeah. So
Jack, our old friend Jack says, Forrest never said 9 Mile Hole. Well, he absolutely did. He just never said the treasure was at 9 Mile Hole. Read the documents. He absolutely said 9 Mile Hole is where he fished, is his favorite spot. He hopes that what was the thing Cynthia read, which is in this, that he hopes Shiloh and little Sam go there and
his spirit will be there. Yeah.
Yeah. And
no,
then,
now did he say this is the 9 clues? Even if some people see it in a video, it won't be enough.
but he also then right after that part in this thing, if I remember right, the order, he also talks about the part about Peggy, where his final days he'll be scented and down, waiting, blah blah blah. He'll be waiting for me. That stuff. It just Fenn said he would announce it ASAP. He wouldn't wait to announce it. But what if somebody finds it but doesn't retrieve it? Can he announce it that it was found but not retrieved? I mean, it put him in a spot where I think things changed.
I don't think he fully had thought all this through. Lisa knew about the autobiography. Right. Captain Obvious. We all did. We were waiting for the actual document. And Cynthia was actually going to share part of it. And Shiloh told him not to. Leroy's here. She just said, shut up, stupid. You don't know nothing. That's my catchphrase. Exactly. I know. I need to ignore the
Forrest opened Pandora's box by handing it to Dale, and Dale closes the box. Dale's like, I'm not going to show that.
You know what?
Go ahead.
But even if it's just by happenstance that he didn't put it out because he didn't know, isn't that funny? He handed it to him and he's just like putting it there in the corner. It didn't get out. I think for me, and I'm allowed my opinion, it's my show. If you don't like it, go away. I think there's a little bit of evidence to say Forrest was kind of trying to nudge and end it. If that would have come out to everybody, I think we would have had about his spirit being there and all that. I think a lot of people would have gone to 9 Mile Hole. He was trying to end this for reasons that auction website, Jack was messing with him. He just wanted it over. I don't know.
Great breaking news. Thank you, Doug. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in, and thumbs up. Can we get 100 likes, for God's sakes, on this video? Because it is breaking news. Yeah, Lisa, I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure.
But everybody can start their own YouTube channel and
give your own opinions. It's all opinions, guys.
Yeah.
It's all opinions.
Dale done good. Thank you, Dale.
Wait a minute. We got breaking news. Packer Jack sent me his PowerPoint. Packer Jack says I did a PowerPoint in 2021 on the auction website. Jack was involved, period. We're going to do that show maybe next Monday, unless we're still talking about 2.0. We will do the show eventually. And thank you for the PowerPoint, Jack, and I'll look through it. I remember when you did the show. Of course, I don't remember it, so I'll go through it again.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing on the auction site is no matter what, the dates are interesting, but now you overlay more dates that we know, like September 3rd, like we know when Jack moved to Puerto Rico. We know a lot more of these things. And now I think it'll be interesting from a year ago where Packer Jack's always one step ahead of us. Like right when we find something, he's already dropped it. So I think I'm able to catch up a lot more of maybe it's not as much conjecture now that we have some more solid information like September 3rd, like when Dale went September 10th, 11th, 12th, I believe. We have some of these dates that'll help us a lot more. Now we have Condor database. Actually, I think that's in Packer Jacks. You add all that together, man, it sure could be a bunch of quinky dinks in a row. I don't know.
Quinky dink. I'm behind in the chat. You may have already talked about this from Sam. August 14th, Jack says to F. Jack quit. He gives up. And then 3 weeks later, he's back in. He finds it. So was he nudged? Was he not nudged? Maybe we'll never know. Many searchers stood right on the chest and never had a clue. Get it? Had a clue? You see what he did there? Okay. All right. Jack was told where to go, and Dale knew it. That's from Davio. All right. Maybe this year I'll cross the river. How many people are going this summer? How many people are going to go across the river and see if they can find the missing log and the missing stick and the hole that's probably not there anymore? But is anybody going that'll actually go look? I would. I mean, I'd like to at some point. Even if you knew 9 Mile Hole, it took major effort to search that area. What struck me as interesting is Forrest is saying at 9 Mile Hole, whenever he used to cast his line, his flies would get stuck in this tree. And then he goes back, he gives the year 2009. 2001. I don't know. He gives a year like I went back and that tree had fallen over. So he says he sat there on that tree and he looked for his flies. It's just interesting to me that tree fell over and the Blaze tree fell over as well. So how did Forrest not know it was going to fall over? Anyway. Yeah.
But it is a good point. Even if you knew 9 Mile Hole, Jack already had the exact, he had to grid search it with a metal detector to find it. Anybody probably could not have caught up at that same way to Jack because Jack had already found it. Or did he move it in the auction site? I hate to say, I was just watching the video about when Shiloh came in about a year ago, and we had the conspiracy theory bridge up and then it crashed. And, you know, I think it's up again. I mean, there's definitely, he said there's no conspiracy. Shiloh said there's no conspiracy. There is things that were significantly unknown. So I don't know if the word conspiracy or what, but there's definitely a lot. That was before we knew about Puerto Rico, before we knew about Jack leaving the chest for 6 months. So I think there were some conspiracies that have been absolutely confirmed at this point. But maybe he defined it differently. I don't know. I don't know.
And there it is, everybody. How about looking into September 19th, 2019? Well, then maybe we will. Well, I'm assuming you mean the auction website, unless you mean something else. Yeah, so everybody can download it, read it themselves. We'll probably do a show on it if we're given permission. I think that's what it boils down to. We'll hear what Shiloh has to say, and if he says no, then we won't. But I know everybody's going to be in Discord tonight talking about it. So let's all go to the speakeasy and read it ourselves and discuss. I figured that's what's going to happen. I've got a treasure hunt book to read. I've got Xavier Marks to work on. And now we have 2.0. There's just too many things going on at the same time. All right. I don't know. Maybe I might reach out to this guy about the new hunt on Thursday on a treasure hunt amusement park show. Maybe. Now, a lot of people think Shannon, or a couple of people in the chat said Shannon should give up the email that Jack sent her. Maybe that would prove something, but something tells me if she hasn't done it by now, I don't think she's going to. Cynthia says, K-Pro, it only took 3 years to get this document, 3 more years, and we'll get both the videos. Oh, hey. Nah, I'm not going to play the breaking news button. All right. Yeah, maybe that would be nice. That'd be 3 months. How about 3 months? Then I can wear this again because we get another gift if that's ever shared. All right. It's on your own channel, Mike. 9/19/2019. It was already over, and some already knew it and said nothing. Well, where's that at? What do you mean it's on our channel? Who said that, Candy? All right. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, how do you prove that? Like, how do we know? How do we prove it so people will believe it? All right. Master Mophius. Anybody remember the puzzle he did with the poem? That was pretty awesome. Here you go, Master Mophius. 2.0 is out. Dale shared it. Download it. Read it. Talks about a lot of stuff. Yeah.
And this is such breaking news. We haven't seen Vertigo in a while. Vertigo is going to Scooby-Doo this big time. One of the smartest in the chase that analyzes. He knew 9 Mile Hole posted.
Yeah. Because I was just going to ask about what you were going to say on Thor. So you're telling me that after it was found, this Vertigo guy posted all that about 9 Mile Hole on Thor after it was found, but before any of the 9 Mile Hole stuff came out? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, then Vertigo's Jack, obviously.
Right? Oh God, please don't. That's why that's why he ran away. Some people do believe that him, Must Listen Good, and Rudy put a ton of information out. Right. And there were people searching 9 Mile Hole before it was discovered it was 9 Mile Hole. So, but I will say,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, a little bit of conjecture, or I'm going to pretend it is. If you've seen the video and you look at some of
what video? What video?
The video of Forrest going over the 9 clues.
Got it. Okay.
And you look at some of the entries on that Vertigo thread.
Mm-hmm.
There's some remarkable coincidences.
He's obviously paid by the family to get the truth out or something. I don't know. All I know is Vertigo's not working on Xavier Marks, which is an issue. But anyway.
So Vertigo, Mike obviously knows nothing of the drama. So please don't take it that he's needling you.
I have no idea.
He's just having fun. We all know you're either Jack or Kyle. Hi.
Why was Shannon sent an email from Jack on June 12th, 2018 that was specifically about politics? What does that mean? Politics? I don't know, Candy. Do you know the answer? I have no idea why that would be.
I didn't know that.
June 12th, 2018. Oh, this is a whole year prior.
Yeah, no, she was. The only email that I know about was related to him at Madison. I didn't know anything about politics. That's new information to me. And you're saying this is on our channel somewhere? I don't know. You're confusing me.
LOL. All right. no matter who Vertigo is, the mystery is fun and his brain is sharp. I agree with that.
Well, then Vertigo, you've got to jump on those 94 pages, Scooby Doo it, put it up on Thor, well, I don't know. We got to send a quick email to Shiloh.
But the thing I'll say is, overview of all of this is it was right in front of our face in the thrill of the chase the whole time. And sometimes it's where you never look. I mean, it was a simple solution when you go, it was his favorite fishing hole. Look, guys, he says it right there in the book. It was right there, and that's way all overcomplicated it. I agree with that. It's like Occam's razor, whatever the most obvious explanation is, paraphrasing. That was it. Now, how did the 9 clues fit? I had to know that Forrest caught a big brown trout there, that I have an issue with. But
what Forrest said, when the solve comes out, even though it's been painful to get it there, we're going to shake our heads and say, why didn't I think of that? Because he said subtle hints. And he put the picture of Fenn Rock, something obvious should stand out to you at the location. I did not think it would be Meek and going over. I did not think Meek was going to be, you got to wade across the Madison and then back with a 42-pound pack. I just didn't. And so that's why I actually am not kicking myself too hard. I went Madison Junction the other way. I didn't go Madison Junction this way or down river. I went kind of up river, but down south. I would never have waded over. And I sure as heck wouldn't have taken a metal detector for 25 days. So I know I would have never found it.
There is a story of Forrest catching brown trout, pretty big, capital B capitalized. I don't know if the story of the actual record-setting big brown trout is in there or not. You have to read it yourself. And
I have a searcher who says they have the picture of the mounting at Brown at Eagles, and please, can you send it? They're looking through some archives. They don't have pictures all labeled correctly, so they're going through a lot of stuff. So please.
Forrest had more than one favorite fishing hole. Well, that's not what this 2.0 says. That's a good point, though. Does he talk about other fishing holes? Seems he talks about Concy. He talks about his dad. He talks about Grandpa. He talks about 9 Mile Hole. There you go.
Yeah, there was only one place that he wanted to lay his bones. He had lots of places that he went fishing, but he did have that was one of his, let's just say one of his favorites, but there was a whole bunch of other reasons. That one little spot, go see about Concy and his dad and Little Sam and Shiloh. Shiloh told me directly, this is not conjecture. Shiloh told me directly he has been fishing with his grandpa at 9 Mile Hole. There you have it. There it is. Okay, we've been saying that for an hour now, though. We're good. Right, honey? Dinner's ready.
Yeah, I am starving. Okay, everybody, there it is. Breaking news. The auction website got bumped because this was more important. Thank you, Dale. Everybody go donate a couple dollars to Dale. I'm going to as soon as we get off of here. Thanks for finally posting it and putting it to rest. And there it is. Now, maybe one of these documentarians can verify that that's what they have or not, or maybe whatever his name is that has the olive jar can verify if that's the same thing he has or not. Now, he's not going to have any of the pictures in the olive jar, right? So it's not the same. It's not an exact match, but I don't know. There it is, everybody. Forrest Fenn treasure found. If there's any other breaking news, we'll go live. Thumbs up, share it. Dale says Forrest wanted it for all the searchers. Put it out there. For them to read it themselves. And 9 Mile Hole stuff is part 3, page 5 and 6. There it is. J Mac. Thank you for everybody for watching tonight. And let's jump in Discord and talk about it. Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. See you Thursday.